Hey everybody, welcome to Kevin's Garage. We're going to take care of your car today. We're going to go over some maintenance tips to make sure your car can take care of you every day getting back and forth to work. There's only a few tools that I need to take care of my car all the time to make sure that I don't have to go see a mechanic all the time to do it. I like to keep a tire gauge in my car all the time. Check the tire pressure. You don't want to run too low or you're going to run your tires out really fast and wear the inside and the outside really fast. If you run your tires too hard, you're going to start running the center tread down the center of your tires faster than normal. Flathead screwdriver. Keep this handy so that I can check out the air filter. Typically want to change an air filter about every 15,000 miles. You don't want it to be built up with crud, gook, leaves, things of that nature. This one still has a little bit of time to go on it. Channel locks right here. Keep this. Extra gaskets. Along with the jack stand and some jacks down there. That way I can change my oil on my car. When you're checking the oil on your car, however, not changing your oil, all you gotta do is come to the dipstick, clean it off with a rag, dip it and check it. There's gonna be a couple marks down here. There's going to be a full mark and there's going to be a low mark. If you're up to the full mark, you're good. If you get down to the low mark in here, you're going to need to go ahead and add a quart of oil to your car. Going around with your car and checking all the rest of the fluids. It's going to be important to check the coolant out. Make sure that you get in there and get to the full level in there when you're supposed to be. You don't want it to get too low, you don't want it to get too high. It causes problems either way with your system, so you want to stay within the marks. Check out the power steering fluid back here, and you want to make sure that you're up to the maximum mark on there. If you're running low on an older car, it could be normal and you might just have to fill it up periodically. But if you're going through quarts of power steering fluid, you got a serious problem. You might want to talk to a mechanic. Taking care of this car, we've already gone around. It was supposed to be 34 pounds of pressure on the tires, and we made sure that we ran it at 34. It's already done. You can pick up one of these tire gauges at your local hardware store, at your local auto parts store. Probably about $2 for one of these. Good $5 screwdriver right here. It's a little bit bigger than the normal one, just so you can get out the screws that you need for your air filter. The 7/8 wrench, a little bit larger. It's used on the oil pan plug to take out the plug to drain the oil from the engine. In addition to that, I use the vice grips right here to remove the oil filter from underneath the engine. I use these because I don't want to have the auto parts store accidentally try to resell my oil filter. So I use the vice grips that'll damage my oil filter when I take it off, which is fine because then they can recycle it and they know that's the old one. You don't need the vice grips to put a new oil filter back on the car. When replacing the oil in the car, you're going to take the oil cap off the car, use the jack stands, lift your car up, put it on both jack stands and remove the floor jack afterwards. Leave the car sitting on both jack stands. If you have an old spare tire, you can stick that under the side of your car too in case the jack stands fail. The car can land on an old spare tire rim. When draining the oil, you drain it into a big bucket. Do not drain it on the floor. That is really bad for the environment, and you can bring it down to any of your auto parts stores so they can recycle it for you. Check your owner's manual to see what kind of oil you should be using. A lot of times the oil will be told for you right on the oil cap. In this case, it's a 5W20. When refilling the car's oil, you refill it to the manufacturer specs. In this case, it's 4.5 quarts. So I would use this right here. This container has 5, and it's got side marks along the whole way, and I make sure not to overfill it. You don't necessarily need to put the whole 4.5 quarts of oil in. You want to stop short because overfilling your car can be bad, and you'd rather have a little bit less and check the dipstick and add a little bit more as needed when topping it off. After refilling all the fluids, checking all the filters on your car and making sure everything's okay, you can start your car up once again so that you can check the transmission fluid. You want to have the car running in neutral when you check the transmission fluid. And you'll take the transmission dipstick out, clean it off with the car running in neutral. You'll put it back in and you'll make sure that everything, again, like a dipstick, it'll have a full and a low mark, and you'll make sure that you're running your car within the specified specs that you can run based on the manufacturer's marks on the dipstick. Getting into the car now, we're going to do a quick check of the vehicle's lights. You want to do this because you're going to get pulled over once in a while if you have a car that's not working properly. It'll be pretty simple. You'll just turn the car's key on, turn the headlights on, and in the front of the car you can actually see that I got a left and a right headlight on. I can see the left turn signal working, the right turn signal's working. I'll do the same thing with the back of the car. I got a left turn signal working, I got a right turn signal working. Tail lights are on. I'm going to step on the brake pedal really quick. Both side brake lights are coming on, so we're good to go. We went ahead and we did this vehicle's maintenance for you. It doesn't take too long to do, as you can see, and it's something you should probably do at least once a month to make sure that your vehicle's running right. Next month, come back, take a look, and I'll show you how to change out a solenoid on a transmission in case the third or fourth gear fails on one of these Ford Focuses. Have a great day.